music, John.
Oh, I have all these tunes. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Fanatical Elfz Pregame Show. This is a special pregame show because the Browns are in the playoffs, and they have a big game this afternoon at 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central, down there in Houston as they play the Houston Texans. Welcome aboard. This is the Fanatical Elfz Network. That's Elliot. That's Steve. I'm John. And we love talking Browns football just like you. I know I'm hyped. I'm nervous. I'm excited. Browns fans are united today, and we are excited for this big game. I know you're a little nervous now.
No.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Elliot. Steve, how you doing down there in, where you at? Tennessee?
Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, well, we're getting ready for the big winter clipper. That's the blizzard of Sunday night, Monday morning. They've already juiced all the streets, and they're getting ready to go. So grocery store was packed with people buying milk and bread. For some reason in Nashville, when there's a threat of snow, everybody wants to make French toast.
Are they like, I mean, I'm in Columbus right now, and we have sunshine and a few flurries flying through the air, but that's about it.
No,
so I don't know what exactly they're talking
about. It's
cold
here in about
now,
35. So,
but where's the snow coming from for you guys? Because we're not expecting any snow down.
Last night it was off the coast of Oregon and Washington.
Oh, so it's still coming to you. When it's
coming. It's the same thing that's going to go through Kansas City today.
Oh, okay. I guess it must be missing us then, because must be a little bit further north then. But because they're not calling for anything up here. I want, when it gets cold like this, man, it's 15 degrees out. I want to see some snow. I don't like looking at barren ground and browns, this or that, Well, I mean, I like the Browns, but not brown and the color. By the way, we had a huge tree in our backyard. We live on the backside of this big creek. And one of these old dead trees blew down yesterday when we had our big wind that came through. So we have quite the view of our neighbor's house, which we did it before yesterday.
You should you should have a licensed arborist on call there, John.
Elliot, how you doing?
Well, I'm really nervous. I'm lucky if I can remember my own name. Last time I blanked on Elijah Moore's name. I guess I'm getting old, but I may forget my own name now. So very nervous about the game. I think that the Browns have a lot of advantages, yes, but also you could make a very good case for the Houston Texans. They have some things going in their favor also. So I think it's a scary situation, but it's playoff football for the first time since 1920. 2020.
1920.
Wow. I was nervous.
That's dating you a little bit there, Elliot.
But I am very nervous. Looking forward to the game.
Well, that's good. We are, I think this is like in our DNA as Browns fans. I mean, we are nervous. We are the 5 seed. I mean, Houston is the 4 seed, which is a little bit, deceiving because
they won a pathetic division. So
yes,
give them props.
Yeah, right. So Steve, how are you? Like, are you nervous today, like Elliot and I, or are you feeling pretty confident?
No, I'm surprisingly calm. Of course, I'm a Browns fan. I'm in my mid 60s, so I have a little bit of apprehension back there. But the music track that plays constantly in my head, it hadn't skipped. It's still playing the Beatles nonstop, which is good. So it keeps me calm. Like Elliot said, the Browns are frankly the better team, even with their backups starting. They're the better team. So that's the one thing that I'm hanging my hat on.
Yeah, and we saw that a few weeks ago when the Browns played the Texans and totally dominated pretty much from start to finish. Granted that there was minus C.J. Stroud and a couple other important players that we're going to talk about today for the Texans who are back on defense. But the Browns are also rested. The Browns have several players that we weren't sure if they'd play or not, but we think that they are going to play today. We're waiting to get that announcement to see who are on the active list and not. But all signs point to a lot of important players for the Browns as well to be playing today. The most important player is the quarterback, Joe Flacco. Flacco Mania has hit Cleveland.
Flacco fever, catch it.
Flacco fever. What are you
Flacco
expecting?
and find out.
Tell me what you're expecting today. Steve, what are you expecting from Flacco?
Same Flacco we've seen. He's gonna throw the ball downfield. He's gonna be great at play action. And he's got mostly all his weapons. He's got his primary weapons. Amari Cooper and David Njoku. I expect a nice game out of Elijah Moore, and I expect a nice game out of David Bell. So I expect to see the Flacco who won 4 straight games.
David Bell. There's a name that we've called a little bit, recently in recent weeks. He had a nice catch late in the Jacksonville game where he was wide open and he had a smile on his face as he ran into the end zone. We all talked about that. I've always liked David Bell. Talked about him, when we drafted him. Very solid wide receiver, caught everything at Purdue and has done some nice things this year. We've got some other players like Marquise Goodwin, the Olympian. I don't know if do you suspect that he'll be on the field today? Marquise Goodwin? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's do an end around with Marquise Goodwin.
Why not? Okay. Well, we'll talk about some other things here in a minute. Elliot, what do you think about Flacco today?
Well, Flacco is a dominant passer, at least for the past several games for the Browns. He's going to have to put the ball up in the air because the Houston Texans are very good at stopping the run, not so good in pass coverage. The bottom line is they could not stop Amari Cooper the last time, and so I think you have to keep on throwing the ball to Amari Cooper until they can find a way to stop him. Yeah, that's really the blatantly obvious aspect of this game is that the Browns have Amari Cooper. Houston has to prove that they can stop him. Yeah.
Flacco is 5-0 in wildcard games. He is 7-0 on the road in playoff games. If I'm not mistaken.
He has 7 wins.
7 wins.
Tom Brady.
That's right. 7 wins.
So if he wins today, he'll pass Tom Brady and Brett Favre, who he's tied with 5 wildcard victories.
That's pretty nice company to be in. And, I'll
give you another stat.
Yeah, go for it.
6 times a rookie quarterback in the playoff has faced a former Super Bowl quarterback. Okay. Guess what the record is for the rookie?
0.
0-6.
We all have our fingers crossed that continues.
I hate rookie quarterbacks, but this guy really is good.
Yeah.
He is. He's done an amazing job at keeping the possession of the ball. He has thrown only 5 interceptions this season. That's the thing that impresses me the most about CJ Stroud from the Ohio State University. But we pointed out in our last show that he has turned the ball over by fumbles. He's had 8 fumbles this season.
Yep.
And I think that speaks to the defensive line of the Cleveland Browns and how are the Houston Texans going to stop Myles Garrett and company. That is something that I think we have to see. Nobody has stopped Myles Garrett. We need to double cover Myles Garrett, and I don't know. I think the Browns are going to be able to pressure him, and that's an overwhelming advantage I think that the Browns have.
Laramie Tunsil has faced Myles Garrett for 40 snaps, and Myles Garrett has only had 1 pressure.
Yeah, but that's because why? They double cover him on every snap. And also, that's one thing that's very different about the Jim Schwartz defense compared to the Joe Woods defense is that he gets to move around now. Whereas before he was, in fact, last year's defense was kind of cockeyed that Myles Garrett always lined up on the left side, always in the same position.
Yeah.
And they had Jadeveon Clowney always on the right side. And so the quarterback wasn't threatened by Clowney. For whatever reason, he did not have a very good year. I think he was kind of banged up and just wasn't able to apply pressure.
I think he was crying a lot.
Well, that too. I think he should have been used less and he would have played better when he did play. But anyway, so the quarterback is looking right at Garrett, and he's not going to get any sneak attacks from behind because he's never blindsided by Clowney. I think Clowney only had like 2 sacks the whole season, something like that.
Yeah.
And so, Garrett was just not very effective in that defense. But now you don't know where Garrett is going to line up. And so if you don't like the matchup against Tunsil, well, we're going to line him up someplace else where you don't really have a plan for him. Line him up over.
Put him over the right tackle who Zadarius Smith used and abused the last time they played on Christmas Eve.
There you go. And get somebody else open. If Garrett is occupied with 2 or 3 linemen, fine. We'll find somebody else that does get open and can rush the passer as well. So I'm not really that concerned about Tunsil. I think he's a fine player, and he'll probably have another good game. But if he's the only one, there are going to be people that are going to get through.
I am looking forward because you got to remember Ogbo Okoronkwo didn't play in this game on Christmas Eve. He was hurt. He is from Houston. Well, he lived in Houston. He used to play for the Texans. A lot of people say, well, that doesn't matter. You go home and play. Well, Gerard Cherry during the week said, oh, yeah, it makes a big difference if you're going back to your hometown and playing. It makes a huge difference. So when they move Garrett around in passing situations, I don't expect to see Okoronkwo in running situations because of his bicep injury. Right. I like to see him line up against Tunsil and see how he does. He's a lot quicker than Myles Garrett, and he's got a lot of nice fast spin moves that Tunsil may screw himself into the ground, and they won't double team him. So I'm interested to see how they play him and how often they play him.
Some folks were talking yesterday on one of you were talking about the group up there in Cleveland on 850, how the Browns are going to come out in this first possession. It's usually scripted, in that, was it the first series that the Browns went up top to Amari Cooper? I thought it was the second.
Yeah, first play.
Series. It was the first play.
First play. Okay.
Yeah. They're all coming. Amari Cooper's kind of been rested. I suspect another big game from him. I've said on Thursday's show that I think that Flacco and him are going to pick up. Obviously, I know the Texans are going to try to be more prepared for it, but I just feel like there's some really good chemistry there between the two, and I expect them to be connected. I think David Njoku obviously will be in the mix. Our running game, what do you suspect today from that? I know, Elliot, you mentioned Thursday you were hoping that we could see something in the ballpark of 80 plus yards as a team, or maybe hit that 100-yard mark as a team.
I was the one who said that.
Oh, Steve, you were the one.
If they can rush for 80 yards, they're going to have a really good day. Because they only rushed for 54 the last time they played them.
Right. Do you think that? That's in the cards tonight.
Well, I've been told the coaches have told Jerome Ford all week he's got to be more aggressive. He has to be more aggressive. No more dancing behind the line of scrimmage.
I mentioned that last night on my Johnny Cleveland podcast, my late show last night.
Crazy, doesn't it?
That. I said, what's the prediction? How many times will we see Jerome Ford? I predicted at least twice in this game. We'll see him dancing in the backfield while he's trying to decide which gap I want to try to go into. And then we all blame it on the offensive line. I'm like, no, go into the hole, find the gap, hit it hard, and go. Stop dilly-dallying around.
The hole opens. Watch tape on Nick Chubb. He hits the hole before it opens. He anticipates the hole, and that's what you got to do in the NFL.
Yep, absolutely. Elliot, what do you think from our run game today?
Yeah, well, I think that we got to keep our guy not a candidate for Dancing with the Stars in the off season. North and South, baby. And I think that he will do that. He has had tendency, in the beginning of the season, I was really mad at him. And basically, the Browns needed to have a running back room, not just Nick Chubb. And I was kind of mad at Browns fans for saying, oh, just hand it to Chubb every play. No, you're not going to do that. I don't care who it is with just one running back. You can't do that. You can't even do it with two running backs. You need to have 3 and probably 4 running backs that have some specialization. Now the Browns do have 3 running backs that are pretty good. Kareem Hunt is very good in short yardage situations. Pierre Strong, I believe, has talent. He's not been able to, be really healthy, but that's not really anybody's fault. Mm-hmm. But he has potential as an outside running back, and I like him. Mm-hmm. So they at least have 3 bodies that we hope that we will see at some point in the playoffs. And, that assumes that we make it through this game.
Yes.
I have a feeling
we have that depth that's necessary in order to win.
I have a feeling we're going to see John Kelly today.
John Kelly. Oh,
Pierre Strong is questionable with his back. So
okay.
They called him up from the practice squad. So the king of the preseason is might get some.
Wouldn't that be a name
valuable
that
stamp.
we? Hey, let's talk more about that. We're going to pause for a quick break here. And I know Elliot's got some stuff he wants to show on some other slides here, and Steve's got some hot topics, some not breaking news, but just some things that trends. That's what you said. Let's pause. This is the pregame show for the Brownies here on the Fanatical Elfz Network. We'll be right back.
Do you want me to put those slides up?
Well, we're still not on a break yet, Elliot, so we're going to pause now for a break. Okay, now we're back from the break. Yes, I'll let you. We'll talk. I'll have Steve talk about a little bit more about your trends here, and as you do that, if you want to pull that up, Elliot, I'll have you do that, and then.
Well, I was curious.
Yes.
I was curious what Kevin Stefanski's record was when he faces a team for the second or third time.
Yeah.
He is 8-5.
8-5. Okay.
One of those 5 losses was last week against Cincinnati with backups.
Yes.
2 of those losses were last year, the final game against Pittsburgh when the Browns got eliminated the week before by the Saints.
Right.
And Deshaun Watson's second game. Then after that, the other 2 were Baker Mayfield's last game.
Who did they lose?
Cleveland with his bad shoulder and everything. And then the one before that was that overtime shootout that the Browns lost against Baltimore. So
interesting.
So
that was a while ago, right?
I'll take that.
That game that was played in ice cold. Talk about cold game. I was there. That was crazy. That was the Lamar Jackson game where he got had to go to the bathroom.
Had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see where a lot of people will say it's hard to beat a second team twice, but apparently Kevin Stefanski doesn't worry about that. So
well, and the stakes are high, and Stefanski's shown nothing but positives this season. His play calling, his decision making. I know there are some things that we've questioned, but overall, he's in his 4th year and he's going to be possibly the coach of the year again. And, folks should be prepared to have Steady Eddie around for a lot longer. And that's a good thing for Browns fans. And it's a good thing for this organization that is trending in the right way. And good teams like the Squealers down the road. Mike Tomlin has been there 19 seasons and he will probably continue doing what he's doing. They made it into the playoffs again. Somehow they managed to do that. So I like what the Browns are doing right now. I know we've had discussions about, I'm the irrational fan, and sometimes that knee-jerk reaction, but despite everything, and we all are projecting the Browns to win this game, and I wholeheartedly believe that they are going to win the game. But if perchance they don't, the world's not going to end tomorrow, and we'll continue.
Yes, it is
battling.
It ends.
Yeah, I think it's pretty special that Joe Flacco, from what the reports we hear, that he really believes in what he's seen out there, and he's talking to these players about something that's much bigger than themselves personally, and they're talking about this as a team. And then you hear players like Myles Garrett talk about the closeness and of this group, starting way back when they collected in West Virginia for their preseason events and stuff. So a lot has happened now, and a lot to look forward to. We're all being nervously excited come 4:30 and can't wait for that. Before we get Elliot into to nosedive into your slides here, what are your plans? I know I'm going over to some friends' houses. I usually watch the game here with family, but I've been invited to come to a friend's house, colleagues. What do you guys have going on for the game today? Steve, where will you be?
I'll be in my living room.
Okay.
The friend that came back from London, she didn't live too far, who went to the game with us at the Browns backer bar. My wife's going to go pick her up, and then we're going to sit here and watch it.
Okay. Elliot, what do you got going on?
I'll be at Xenia Browns backers at
excellent
BW3.
Oh, very good. Very good. By the way, I think where I'm going, my friends, they're going to order some of their carry-out, some of their wings. So I'm anxious to eat those BW3 wings. I'm choking up here, so I got to turn off my mic real quick. But Elliot, why don't you go ahead and lead the charge here?
Yeah, I just really wanted to talk about the Browns offense versus the Houston defense. It's basically the same as it was a couple weeks ago. The real big difference is that Houston will have their star linebacker, Blake Cashman, on the field. He was not on the field last time. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that I think that Blake Cashman will be charged with trying to cover David Njoku. I think that they will have less double coverage on Njoku this time than they did last time. That means that they will be able to have more double coverage against Amari Cooper. They need to double cover Amari Cooper because they could not stop him last time. Unfortunately, they don't have great safety help. DeAndre Houston Carson is a backup safety who's not on the field last time. So I've colored him with a red box for those of you who have visual. Mm-hmm. And he will be helping Steven Nelson as the primary coverage guy against Cooper. Mm-hmm. So that's the real key, is how are they going to stop Amari Cooper? Mm-hmm. And Cashman's strong point may not be actually coverage. He's really good at rushing the passer, and he's also pretty good against the run. So I think that there could be a pretty good game for Njoku. I've also listed that I found out that the Browns have obtained the services of David Bell, the manager of the Cincinnati Reds, and he'll be. Well, why are you laughing there, Steve? Yeah, he'll be starting at the split.
I hear he has a very strategic mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Now, are they all? Is it Buddy Bell, David Bell? They're all. Were they? Wait, Buddy was.
Yeah, Buddy Bell
that's the father.
His father, and Gus Bell was his grandfather.
David Bell, and then Gus Bell was David Bell's grandfather. But yeah, so David Bell is a very well known sports name.
Yep.
And we'll just add to that, of course.
Growing up as a Cleveland Indians fan, as a young kid, Buddy Bell. I mean, everybody loved Buddy Bell.
Yeah, so we're going to love this kid too, I believe, the same name, for different reasons. I think David Bell is a very good possession receiver. If you throw the ball at him, it sticks on him, and he doesn't drop it. He's not really super fast to get you huge yardage, but I think he can move the chains, and I think that he's going to be okay. He's going to, I think I'd rather have Cedric Tillman, of course, but David Bell is a similar kind of guy in that he can catch the ball, and that's really what we need out there. I think he'll be able to operate okay against Derek Stingley. And I think David Njoku, though, is going to see more single coverage than he did before, and I think he could be very disruptive and have a big day. That's what I think. We still have a problem with running the ball because we're on like our third and fourth string offensive tackles. Our tackles are better at pass blocking than they are at run blocking. Jerome Ford is better at dancing than running up the middle, but that's really what he needs to do.
Dancing with the stars for Jerome.
Yeah, there we go. He's our candidate for sure. But what he needs to do is run up the middle, attack the middle of the Houston line, and then turn left. I think there's a path to yardage there.
All right.
Go up the middle
depending
first.
on which side of the field.
That's really what I got to say. My slide for the defense is a little bit out of date. I forgot to replace Anthony Walker with Sione Takitaki.
Yes.
But okay.
How dare you, Elliot?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sione, but I really love Takitaki, by the way.
I tell you, he has played well. The Jets Thursday night game, a lot of the Browns defenders were kind of doing ole against the Jets.
Well, they better not be doing that today.
Possession receivers until Taki got tired of it and started nailing guys.
Yeah, he's a very good run stopper, and he can put some heat on Stroud too when he needs.
Oh yeah, yes he can.
Yes, he can. We've got I'm showing Hickman as the safety, but I think we're going to probably who's supposed to start in the safety?
Juan Thornhill.
Juan Thornhill is scheduled to
probably
start.
Hickman.
But Hickman will probably get playing time. We have had some success there. We have depth in the backfield. Denzel Ward is scheduled to start, and he made the Pro Bowl, and I'm mean to Denzel. I've been giving him a yellow box. It should probably be green by now. He's asserted himself as
should Martin Emerson.
And Martin Emerson also been doing very well. Nico Collins is their big threat for yardage. He's way better than everybody else that they've got at this point. Dalton Schultz is a very good tight end, though, also. So, those are their main threats, main targets for C.J. Stroud. They don't have a huge number of wide receivers that they can throw at you.
Right.
We're not going to see 4 and 5 wide receiver sets that are, it's not the greatest show on turf like the old St. Louis Rams teams. It's going to be mainly try to find ways to get Nico Collins open and Dalton Schultz as their main threats. They also
that's been a bugaboo with the Browns and opposing tight ends. They've kind of feasted on the Browns. So I would hope that they do something to rectify that today, because Dalton Schultz is Stroud's secondary target behind Collins.
Okay. Well, we have Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and I think he'll be probably in coverage mode, and I think he's a guy that can do the job. That's what I think.
All
But,
right.
I think we match up very well, I guess, is what I'm saying against Stroud. I think Stroud will have about 2.2 seconds to unload a pass. It's going to be difficult for him to set up and wait for receivers to get college open. So that's what I think. We'll see.
Yeah, and they play him a lot under center. Like I said Thursday, I think it's like 5th most in the NFL. So, you're not going to see a lot of shotgun.
Yeah, I think they need a lot of shotgun.
They might change that. But
they're not going to have time.
No, he's not. He is a hold the ball and throw guy. He's not like Trevor Siemian and Stafford and Russ Wilson, who can get rid of the ball in a split second, or even Trevor Lawrence, who's quick at getting rid of the ball. But,
yeah, I think they need that spread formation of Ben Roethlisberger offense, catch it and pitch it to the first available target.
I have some breaking news here. I'm gonna try to pull this up while you guys continue to talk here.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
you want the breaking news sound?
I don't know if
there the police.
But you will see that the horses have arrived to disrupt. They're trying to remove the Browns tailgate,
trying to push them back
out of Houston. This is so baloney. These guys and horses down in Houston because the Browns fans have shown up to do their tailgating. They're trying to remove them. Paul Brown they're marching down. Look at that.
Well, see, they're trying to keep them closer to their cars and their pop-up tents. But, that's not how tailgates
doesn't look like
work.
they're leaving.
I mean, people.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, be like defensive tackles, guys.
Could you see
Stand
that?
your
Did that
ground.
pop up there? Yeah.
It's a goal line stand.
Oh, my gosh.
How do you think that would go over in the Muni lot? First of all, the Cleveland Police Department wouldn't dare do that to begin with.
Right. Yeah. Crazy stuff. No, we're going to have a lot more to talk about after this.
Paul Brown's gone from Fireball.
Okay.
Mouthwash you can drink to he's doing tequila shots right now.
Oh my God. Well, we're gonna have a post-game show, rain or shine, after this one. Hopefully Elliot or Steve might be able to join us. We'll see how they're feeling. I will be returning from my buddy's house, but we will be on after the game with a victory. I do want to point out to people that are watching or listening later on, we will have a victory celebration by a big giveaway. Tune in for that. I'm anxious to give away more free stuff because that's what we do here on the Fanatical Elfz Network. So we're excited to do that.
We're not ashamed to bribe you to watch.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They're going through are you doing that, Elliot?
Yeah.
Oh, Elliot, no, we don't want to show that one, Elliot. Remove that one. Back to Cleveland's captain. Elliot, go to Cleveland's captain. Yeah, there you go. We have some robots that try to attack our site here, Elliot. So let's stop. Yeah, we're not going to scroll through all of them. Everybody, hey, I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon. And you got a little bit less than, about 2.5 hours until kickoff. We'll be here on the Fanatical Elfz Network. We'll be broadcasting everything after the game.
Take deep breaths.
Yes.
Calm.
We're all going to be fine, Browns fans. We're excited just like you, and we know the Browns are going to win this game this afternoon. We can't wait. We can't wait to talk about the victory celebration afterwards, including Paul Brown, to see if he's still standing. With that, everybody.
I've seen him drink more than that.
Elliot, thanks for joining the show. Steve, thanks for joining the show. I'm Johnny Cleveland sometimes. Thanks again. Enjoy it. Enjoy the moment and just take it all in, folks. Just take it all in. Appreciate that the Browns are in the playoffs once again in the year 2024, and we have many more of these games to come. Everybody, toodaloo. Go Browns!
Go Browns!
Toodaloo!
Go Browns!
What the hell is that? Go Browns! Toodaloo! Go Browns! Uh-oh, I got the dog barking. He's wound up now. He heard me. He's going, what the hell's going on there?
Good.
Oh, he's barking.
Yes.
Toodaloo. What the hell am I doing there? Toodaloo.
Paul Brown